thank you everybody for coming, and I'd like to call the Board of Selectmen's meeting to order at 4 p.m. Item number 2, pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Thank you. I would like to make a motion to add item 3A to the agenda. This just came in my desk this morning, so that's why I missed the original agenda. And that is to discuss and sign the purchase and sales agreement for the Morgan land sale.
I'll motion to do that. To add item
Any
3.
discussion?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item 3 is approve the minutes of the September 4th, 2025 and September 25th, 2025 Board of Selectmen's meetings.
I will make a motion to accept both of those minutes.
We have a motion. Is there any discussion? The only comment that I have is under item number 3 on the September 4th minutes. Neely is actually N-E-E, not N-E-A.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Move right on to item 3A. I am in receipt of the final purchase and sales agreement between the town attorney and the mortgage attorney. And what we've been asked to do is to each sign, these are 2 original copies. We're going to sign them, then the Morgans will sign them, and then each party has an original copy.
Great.
Okay.
Second. When is that? April 1st. Okay, wait. Aw.
Item number 4, public comments. Crickets. Moving along. Item number 5, tax rebates. There are none this month. Moving right along to item number 6, commission and committee appointments and resignations. Item A is to consider the appointment of Lorna K. Murdoch as the municipal agent for the elderly for the term of October 2nd, 2025 through November 18th, 2025.
I will make a motion to accept the appointment of Lorna K. Murdoch for the municipal agent of the elderly for the term stated.
We have a motion. Is there any discussion?
Will that be renewed in November? Will that be renewed in November?
Yes.
Okay.
Only doing it for.
When I first read it, I was wondering what was the typo, but Lorna K. came to us with a great deal of experience and knowledge that I think is going to be a benefit to everybody involved. And she's been in Woodstock for a couple of weeks now, so.
That's longer than me.
Just a couple.
Any questions or discussion?
Thank
All
you.
those in favor?
Aye. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you.
And item B is consider the appointment of Karen Mayhew as a member of the Quasit School Advisory Committee for the term of October 2nd, 2025 through November 18th, 2025.
I will happily make a motion to accept the appointment of Karen Mayhew to the Quasit School Advisory
I think
Committee.
she has a speech ready.
Oh.
Yeah.
We have a motion. Is there any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
I'd like to say thank you to both of you, for not only volunteering, but for coming to the meeting. I like to talk to people when they get appointed. And I'm gonna give my usual blurb, Woodstock survives on volunteers. And if it wasn't for volunteers, we'd be sunk. So thank you very much, and appreciate what you're doing and working with you. If either of you need anything, please reach out.
Thank you very much, both of you.
Item number 7 is the, yeah, if you two want to leave, I mean, you miss all the excitement and fun about that.
No judgment.
No,
Now it's too late to I'll be right behind you.
Okay, item number 7 is to update the selectmen purchase policy. I'm going to turn the reins over to Karen Fitzpatrick, our finance director.
So, page 3, you have a emergency and exception section, 6.3. And in that section, it states that whenever it is to the advantage of the town and the judgment of the first selectman, the town may use bids called for by other governmental or other quasi-governmental agencies or consortiums. And then it just lists those that we're able to use. I'd like to add one to that, and it's called Gordian Company. They worked with us on the bridge over on County Road, the culvert bridge. They go out, they work with the state bids, they work with all the like Connecticut cogs, they do the whole bidding process. It saves us a lot of time and money. And then they don't get paid from the town. It's kind of part of the contract once the vendor is selected. And they really did find a very good vendor for that bridge. I think we're very happy with Hemlock. We'd like to see the utilization of that company more often as more projects
Could
come.
you spell that for me, please?
It's Gordian.
Just making sure, thank you.
So I'd like to add that just for the, mainly for audit purposes, so we're following our purchase policy by being able to do that. And then the other thing is one of the companies, that was called NJPA, their name has changed to Sourcewell, and I would like to just take out NGPA and add Sourcewell. Okay.
I will make a motion to make those changes as stated by Karen, to the emergency.
We have a motion, is there any discussion? I just want to say that working with Gordon so far has been fantastic. They hooked us up with a wonderful contractor. The other nice thing is everything's done, when the bids come in from these companies, everything's done by the foot or the yard, or it's all broken down. And certain things like the paving, we're allowed to take the paving out of that original contract and get credit for it because we were able to use a local contractor to do it for less money. So we can kind of pick and choose the services if we think that we can provide the same service for a less price. So we're really pleased and looking forward to continue to work with them.
Well, the county culvert has gone shockingly, shockingly.
It's
quickly.
smooth.
Yeah,
Great.
it looks.
I've never
amazing.
seen anything like it in the 19 years I've been here
Yeah.
with a project that's smooth.
No extras. The place was always clean and neat. And it was
Yep.
always left nice.
And very professional contractors to deal with, and then if anytime you had a question for Gordian, they were right there to answer, so. I think it will benefit us moving forward with big projects.
You never saw anybody hanging around doing nothing. Everybody was always moving, doing something, and the end product was spot on, so worked out really well for everybody. So we have a motion. Any further discussion?
No.
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Karen, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Item number 8 is to discuss and consider the approval of subordination agreement for a small city loan. I'm gonna turn this one over to Karen too.
Okay, so I have with us today Mr. Gaudet. He came to us back in 2015 and took out a HUD small city loan. So just really quick, that was a state grant that was funded through federal government with the urban development grant. And it was for people of income requirements to be able to upgrade their home and take out loans against that grant. This particular loan is a no interest loan. It is not town resident funded through tax dollars. And it is a loan that gets paid back either 21 years after the project or when the house transfers, whether it's by sale or Mr. Gaudet came in, he'd like to take out a loan with his bank. And because we hold a lien, the bank has asked us to sign a subordination agreement, which just means they get the first choice of payment. If there was a default, we would be bumped down to number 2. So, they went by his appraisal, that's with the assessor cards right now. We know it's being a reval year, which most likely it's gonna go up. So basically, if, we don't sign the subordination agreement, he may either not get the loan from his bank, or he may have to take out the additional money to pay the town, and then that would create a very substantial loan on his part. I feel with the information that I got from the bank, it's not a risk. The money will get back to us when it's due at some point, and then that money goes back into the fund for the grant, so other people can apply and have rehabs done to their homes.
Thank you for running the numbers. She
Yep.
just made sure that everything was not putting us at any kind of risk. And just so everybody knows, the caveat on this loan is it came from a pool that we were given.
Yes.
And as it gets paid back, then it can get loaned out to other people. It's worked out really well for people that can't afford a new roof or afford a new furnace. So,
Or septic system.
Yep.
yeah, it's something that you have to have, but
Mhm.
you might not have the money for it. So, it's a great program. So I'm glad to see it's getting used correctly.
And I would just like to say thank you to Karen, because she helped, she explained several things to me over the course of the last several days. So thank you for that.
You're, anytime, that's my job. More than happy.
I'll make a motion to, approve the subordination, for the, what do I have to say? The small cities loan.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Any further discussion?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So Jan, if you could just sign that, I'll take it with me so I can bring it up to get recorded.
Okay, so you're, because it says it's supposed to be notarized, so.
I know you, I will notarize it. I know you personally, so I can notarize it. I would just like to get it. I don't know if they'll be able to record it today if Chris has time. If not, it will definitely be recorded on Monday, and then we'll send it to the bank and you'll get a copy.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you, Karen.
All right. Anything else for me? All right.
You're
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
Item number 9.
Thank you.
Guys, have a good afternoon.
So I'll go up and I'll notarize this.
Discuss the Natchog watershed project and sign memorandum of understanding. I'm gonna turn this over to Ms. Cole.
Thank you. Thank you all. I'm Maura Roby. I work at Eastern Connecticut Conservation District. For those of you who don't know who we are a nonprofit natural resource conservation organization. We are one of 5 districts mandated by the state, although we don't receive a lot of funding from the state. So we write a lot of grants, and we also support 36 towns in Eastern Connecticut. And so we focus on natural resource concerns and a lot on water quality. And to that end, we received a grant from Connecticut Deep. It's actually EPA funded grant for the Natchog Watershed Advisory Project. And this project, I provided a fact sheet that I hope that you all received about the project. So it has a lot of details in that, but basically, the summary is that we're looking to protect the watershed, and it's in 8 towns, including Woodstock, not all of Woodstock, just West Woodstock. And it is a overall healthy watershed. And usually watershed-based plans are written for watersheds that have a lot of issues. So this is one that is overall healthy. It has 75% forests, which really helps that. And so we received this funding as one of the first healthy watershed initiatives in the state to try to reduce threats by focusing proactively on preventing degradation before it happens. So, I guess the 8 towns, we've received 6 memorandum of understandings that have been signed. This is based on a project, from the past that, towns signed on to in 2011, which was a Natchog watershed, conservation compact, that was done by the Nature Conservancy. So this is just building on that. There is a Natchog Healthy Watershed Protection Plan that has, guidance, management guidance on how to, help towns and, the folks involved with this project, to implement, protections. So I guess, so far, we've made great progress. The advisory board is in place. It has been for 6 months. Chandler came to the first kickoff meeting, which we appreciate. And we have a lot of stakeholders, from the watershed that are very involved. We have Trout Unlimited, we have Wyndham Waterworks, folks, we have, folks from other conservation organizations in the area, the Last Green Valley. So lots of great, buy-in. We also mostly have representatives from every town. So this is, we're asking for, the town selectmen to support in the form of this memorandum of understanding, the work that we're doing. And, asking to sign that, and if you want to look at the, page 3, that's where the actual, list of items that we're asking you to sign on. And I don't know if folks have questions about those, or do you want to go through them all? I wasn't
Do you
sure.
mind going through them?
What's that?
Do you mind going through them?
Sure. So the first one, the first selectman or designee, will assign at least one town staff person or town commission volunteer, such as conservation or inland wetlands, to provide in-kind match by attending the advisory board meetings on behalf of the town. I have reached out to a few people, so I do not have somebody else other than myself, because I'm on the Conservation Commission. So I am also obviously advising the advisory committee. So it would be nice to have another person from the town, but I am there if we are unable to provide that. So it would be helpful if another person, could be found. Number 2, provide in-kind match by assisting ECCD with planning and attending the work group meetings if applicable. So that's basically the person who is probably the volunteer from a commission, right? That would be doing that assisting. Number 3, make a good faith effort to incorporate relevant components of the Natchog Healthy Watershed Protection Plan into the town's plan of conservation and development, which right over here to my right, Jean Pillow is on that, and she is also on the Conservation Commission, so she is a great person to help get that into that plan. Assist ECCD to obtain any permits or approvals for project installation. There are going to be 2 demonstration BMPs, or best management practices, which could be things like rain gardens or riparian buffers. Now, this is the 8 towns. Is a decision will have to be made by these groups to figure out where to put these. So it's just saying if it were to be in the town, if Woodstock was chosen, just any assistance with that, which probably isn't a lot, because I can, go before any commissions to get permits. Provide space to conduct public meetings. I mean, we're meeting in Mansfield, we're meeting online, so that's sort of just, more of a general if we needed space. Promote the project on its website and other social media. So just asking if there's social media posts that the group comes up with, that we could forward them on, and someone at the town level could just share those.
Would that be provided by you?
Oh,
or
yeah.
your committee?
No, I'm not asking the towns to write those. Yeah,
Just share it.
just to help, spread the word, because you're in support of the project. Distribute education and outreach materials, again, to raise community awareness of the project. So I have an invasive plants in your yard guide as an example that I would like to be able to distribute, you know, could we put it at the town hall? You know, or there might be other opportunities for us to educate residents on things they can do to help, you know, with water quality and protection. So those are the types of things. So that's pretty much, you know, what we're asking and asking for your support. And I think it's a great project overall. It's only going to benefit the town. I have to say, you know, it will be outreach to, you know, the land use commission, I think, to make sure, to have thoughtful, plans in place, because you can't, you know, you really have to have plans in order to continue a healthy watershed, right? You have to think ahead. And so as far as land and land use, you know, just seeing if the town is utilizing all of the avenues out there that you can, right, to protect what we have. And that is shown to be something that people do value is.
I have spoken to Jason at the highway garage about this, and he's on board with it as well.
That's a great idea. I'm on the Crystal Pond Park Commission,
Oh,
and I don't know if you know Liz Murphy.
okay.
Yep.
Um, yeah.
You
She
did a
constantly-
wonderful job on that riparian buffer. I was down there looking at that. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that
I've
project.
been working hard tackling the invasive plants right now.
I would like to talk to someone from there. I'd like to have someone representing on, you know, it's not helping out in some way. Okay, so I should reach out to you.
Yes,
Awesome,
absolutely.
that's great. Thank you.
150 acres up there,
Yes,
big water source up there.
yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see what you're doing and potentially we could have, you know, use it as, you know, an educational tool.
Absolutely. We're
Yeah.
always welcoming professionals coming in to give us advice on how to handle, maintain the land up there.
Did
Take it.
you have that when you put that in? You had somebody give you advice on the,
Liz did. Yeah,
oh, okay.
absolutely.
I'm sorry, I don't know, Liz, is she,
Elizabeth Murphy.
I don't know.
She's a
Okay.
dynamo. She's involved with their water quality monitoring program too.
Oh, all right, cool.
All right, yeah. Are we voting? Awesome. Then I make a motion that we, accept the memorandum of understanding, as reviewed by, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Mara wrote
Thank
it.
you.
And you'll sign.
Yes,
Selectmen will
right
sign.
now.
Yep. Cool.
This is actually a revised MOU because Jason wanted to sign
Yeah.
one back when I wrote the plan.
You have any more discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Do you want a copy of this now?
I don't need it now, just you can send it to me by email. And
To do. Thank you, Maura.
Thank you
great,
very
thank
much.
you.
The park meets the second Wednesday of the month,
Oh,
if you have
geez.
time,
Yeah. I'll reach
6
out to you.
PM.
Okay, item 10 is to discuss penalties of the scenic road ordinance violations. And I'm gonna turn this one over to me.
Hi, yes, you had, well, first I'll start with the back to the Quarry Road violation and realization there's no penalties in the ordinance. And I had recommended in our development review committee review of that violation that an ordinance be amended to include penalties, and you said, came back and you said, send me some language. I'm like, oh. So, thank goodness Crystal Adams, had already gone through and looked up every, municipality in the state of Connecticut that had a scenic road ordinance and the penalties that they, had settled on. And I sent a copy over to the town hall today. I hope you all have it in your packet. It seems to be a consensus, $100 a day. Yeah, so it's like, wow, this is really cool. It sounds like, you know, just finding the right wording and everything. But then I'm thinking, they can't do this without state enabling legislation to say they can't. So I started looking up the state enabling legislation, and I don't know if I picked up on the correct one, but that, it says a maximum penalty of $1,000. So, I think we have to relook at that and make sure that I'm reading the, Connecticut General Statutes, 13A 140, that there's a limit of $1,000. What the Conservation Commission decided in our last meeting was the penalties must be higher than the fees to apply for permits to do work on a scenic road. And the fees right now is $100 for an application fee and $250 fee for the public hearing. So, and then whatever it costs it is, because every property owner that fronts on the scenic road has to receive by certified mail an announcement about the public hearing. So that's $350 plus, depending on how long the road is, how many property owners there are along the road. So we definitely want it to be more than $100. I mean, that's $100 a day. But if we are limited to $1,000, I'd like the town attorney to confirm that.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and I am planning to be at tonight's, I'm gonna do it, Amy, I'm going to be at the planning and zoning meeting tonight to discuss with them, because they're the authority to oversee the scenic road ordinance. And so I want to make sure they're on board with this. I'm not coming up with something out of nowhere, and I want consensus that we're doing the right thing before we drop wording. So that's why I wanted to come tonight. I wanted to tell you what I'm doing and what research has been done. And then, planning and zoning tonight will hopefully help me come up with something that is something we can present for the town attorney. Town attorney can then confirm that it's legal to do it and we can do it. This will not be something retroactive. Obviously, the damage that was done on Quarry Road, the town still has the right to go back and require reparations, but can't do any fines. That's the
Right.
That's the thing. And it's such a tricky situation. I drove on Quarry Road. I couldn't tell when I was in Woodstock or when I was in Putnam. Woodstock or Pomfret. He had very carefully removed all the trees, so you couldn't document which trees came from where, which ones were greater than 18 inches, because that's what the ordinance refers to as trees that they're greater than 18 inches. So, I mean, that's gonna be a really tricky thing to go back and, require reparations on. But I can tell you I would recommend the town road crew get out there and look at the road, make sure that any work that he did was done to any kind of standards.
Jason's been out there 4 or 5 times. I've been out there several times.
Okay, yeah.
He was given a cease and desist and given 30 days to apply for his permit to conduct business on the scenic road. He didn't have a driveway permit, and he didn't have the right to do any activities on town access.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, we've got a lot of ordinances like this that need to get updated in this town because there's no teeth. Okay,
Right.
you're not allowed to do that, but there's nothing that tells you what the town can do if you do violate these things.
Right.
So I'm really glad that you're moving this forward. We're working on some other ones ourselves. One thing that, in reading through the 2 pages of ordinances that exist now, I think more teeth have to get put into it. I mean, you gotta have a clause about restitution.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if somebody goes and makes a mess, you want that person back on town property fixing the mess.
That's a good point.
It's also a liability issue. If it's a homeowner, they don't have liability insurance.
Right.
So now they're gonna be doing construction on town land, which I don't think is a good idea. So I think that have to be part of this whole conversation. As far as fines per day, there has to be a definition of when does it start and when does it stop. We know when it started, so you can start the fine there. But what if it takes 30 or 40 days for the town crew to have time to go take care of the repairs? Are they responsible for every day up to a maximum? The violator.
Right.
So I just think there's more that should be discussed as far as trying to come up with the best way to move forward. Because it just says I mean, most of these things, violation of this ordinance shall be subject to fine not exceeding $100 a day for each day violation continues. Well, if we're not gonna allow them to go back and fix the violation, how can we keep fining them? If the town is gonna be
Maybe it could be until they have a contract to have it fixed.
on a plan.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right. That $1,000 that you were talking about, Gene, that might be as high as it can go for the whole event.
Right.
You know, if it's $100 a day, then it's only gonna be a 10-day deal, so I can almost guarantee you everyone will max out.
Yeah. I agree with you. That's why I was looking at all these towns, and I didn't have time to call all the towns and say, how do you deal with this? What do you do? But it is something that is, I pointed it out, you agree with me, there's a need for this in our ordinance to be updated.
Well, you wanna make it painful. Follow the rules or it's gonna cost you.
Yeah. And, you know, in terms of $350 versus $1,000, I think people would prefer to pay $350.
And
of course-
depending on the violation, it could get, I mean, at that point, is it just a fine from P and Z? Or is there gonna be a separate fining situation from wetlands if they're disturbing wetlands?
Mhm.
You know, all these things, I think we really want to make sure we make this have some teeth to it. Now, I understand you're going through P and Z because they created this document in the beginning.
It was, yeah, I don't know who, it was, I was before I lived in town, so it was what, 1976, the ordinance was passed? Pulpit Rock Road was the first scenic road that was designated.
I didn't
in
think it
town.
was that far back. I thought it was in the 80s, but I can find out.
Well, I know that Pulpit Rock Road was the first one, because I remember going to public hearings about Pulpit Rock Road and stone walls.
If you talk to the violator, he'll tell you that he personally was in charge of writing the scenic road ordinance.
Oh, really? McWilliams did?
Him and Mr. Cummings,
Hmm.
found that very interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, well, it does, you know,
'Cause at
rules
first he
don't
was-
apply to them.
He's changed his story, so.
in case you're interested, his hearing is November 6th. They did schedule it.
So, thank you for taking the reins on this. But I think there has to be a little deeper discussion rather than just throwing some numbers at it.
Right. I agree. And I think that planning and zoning hopefully will be willing to discuss this. I mean, they've got a lot on their plate too with the POCD and affordable housing and all these other topics, but this is also something we need to do sooner than later.
I got a phone call from a gentleman that was complaining because the state of Connecticut hasn't given him his encroachment for a driveway yet. So I found the right person to get a hold of. I talked to them. And this is Route 169, which is a scenic road. So
Mhm.
it's not just scenic, but it's a state scenic road. The guy from the state said, you didn't quite get the whole story. Turns out he's already put the driveway in.
Oh,
So, and when you do that, the state slows right down.
oh,
They're not gonna, you know, they try and turn things over in 30 days, but he's come up on 3 months now. Because it has to go to a review with DOT, then a survey has to be done, and then it has to go in front of the scenic road people. So,
wow. Well, anytime you put a road driveway onto a state highway, you have to have the
state or
DOT.
town.
Yeah, they have to, put it. I mean.
He was saying, after I called him back, he said that he was trying to get a perk test done. No, you brought in truckloads and truckloads of gravel. And it's be one thing if you got a little mini excavator and you move a couple rocks on the stone wall and sneak down when you come back up, close it back up, but no, he put in a full blown driveway.
Wow.
Well, thank you, Jean.
Okay,
Yes.
I will, stay tuned. We'll continue this conversation.
Leave us in the room.
Okay, I will, and, I guess we'll continue to discuss it at conservation meetings and stuff, and, Crystal being on the commission, and because she has to run the equipment, she's always there, she'll be well informed on this too. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
See you at 6, Amy.
Okay, item 11 is to discuss the transfer station brochure for 2026. The fees were updated.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were asked to clarify if we're happy with the second vehicle pass terminology.
Yeah.
Seemed fine to me.
Yep.
The one thing that I'm questioning is the a one-day pass, if you don't have a sticker, is $45, and I'm fine with that. And they must, it's not a multi-use for a month or something, it's one and done. They're supposed to confiscate it when you go in. But when you look a little bit further down, you can get free ones if you're using a different vehicle.
Oh, if you have a sticker for your existing.
Residents who have purchased a yearly sticker but need to temporarily use a different vehicle must present the registration for the vehicle that will be used to receive a one-day pass at no cost. My pickup's in the shop, I'm borrowing my brother's truck. And that I'm okay with, but I'd like to limit that. Like we had
The number of
discussed,
times.
you can only get so many in a year.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
it seems like you're gonna figure out a way to bypass the one day.
Yes.
So do we want to limit it to 5 per year to?
I'd say 3. Myself.
Well, we
Right.
have 5 passes maximum for 30 days per household for the one-day pass.
Right, but
That's you're paying for those.
right, and that doesn't make sense to buy more than 5 because it'd be cheaper to just get the permit.
Right. Yeah, I'm fine with 3.
But as far as the zero cost, do we want to,
Hmm.
Chris threw out a number of 3 per year?
I'm fine with 3, yeah.
I mean, if you change vehicles, you can get a new pass
Right.
at no cost.
Right.
Yeah.
So I will
So
add to that.
Yes.
In the second vehicle pass, do you have to bring in a second vehicle's registration
Yes,
at the same time?
with the same address as the first one.
Okay. Gotcha.
So like my truck's getting a new frame, so that's ideal to know, because I never actually read it and realized that I can do that, so now I don't have to stockpile my trash.
Very good.
I heard something today.
And then
Oh, yeah.
there's just on the second to the last page before you close it up, those
I never saw.
those are numbers are all updated as previous.
Oh, yes, yes,
Yep.
yes, yes.
Yep, perfect.
So do we want to approve?
And this one, this says the same.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I
The
didn't-
different fees.
Yes. it's different.
Um,
Yeah, I'm good to approve.
Yep.
Make a motion, I'll make a motion to approve the transfer, station brochure for 2026 with the amendments as discussed.
which is the 3 days. Very good. Thank you very much. I'm glad we jumped on this early enough so that there's plenty of time. We've got a motion. Any discussion?
I got about 5 years to get that senior discount.
You're almost there.
It's worth every penny.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Item 12, correspondence and announcements. Item A, special town meeting, October 7th, 7 PM here at the town hall. Early voting for municipal elections begins October 20th and runs through November 2nd. See the website for hours. There'll be a multi-town hazardous waste collection day, and I believe this brochure is out here if anybody needs one. And that will be at the Pomfret Transfer Station on Saturday, November 8th, from 9 to 1. County Road Bridge has been reopened and
Yes.
DOT will be installing wider edge lines on Route 169, 171, 197, and 198 in December. They're gonna make it wider, more visible. October events in town, there is a huge list. Louis been doing a lot of homework. So you'll see the website. If anybody would like to get an update on all those. And it's also on Facebook, and he's got a couple different
Yeah.
areas. There's also a list of celebration 250 that Amy's put together. A lot going on, a lot coming up. It's gonna be
Yes, hopefully all of you are at the reenactment next weekend,
Saturday, Sunday, or
Saturday and Sunday.
both.
The actual battles are 2 o'clock on Saturday and 1:30 on Sunday. And we will be on Winnie tomorrow morning at 7:30. 4 of us to discuss it. If you want more information. Do you see my video? I posted a video.
Oh, I didn't. I have not.
it's at the farm.
Fair Home Farm.
Item 8, as usual, we need volunteers, as I was talking about earlier. Almost every board and commission has at least one opening. Descriptions of each group and responsibilities can be found at the website under the government tab. Item I, the T-Mobile Market will be at the Town Hall October 28th, I'm sorry, from 1:30 to 3:30. Donations are always accepted up in the bin. There's all kinds of recreation updates, there's lots of programs, and they're already starting to talk about the ski club and everything else. So we're staying on top of everything that's coming up. There's a couple of things I'd like to add that came in. We've got some people that are upset about the barbecue place that's up on 171. A lot of phone calls, a lot of, it's not, some people, most people embrace it. But there's always some people that, if you gave them a $10 bill, they want to know why you can give them 2.5.
The issue?
They wanted to know why they don't have to have a permit. Well, Woodstock does not have a mobile vendor permit. And if you think about it, I really have no want for one. You'd have to, every time there's a food truck at Roseland Park or at Taylor Brook, you'd have to come in and get a permit.
The lodge, like Sonic Lodge, and we have community event.
Yeah. What's his roast beef
I was
every
gonna
other
say,
weekend?
Bucks is it's-
Some people said that they're serving in a dirty parking lot. Well, there's only 2 things they have to have. They have to have health department approval, which their equipment is certified. And one person on scene has to have the Connecticut Safe Cert for food handling, which they have. So there is nothing else required. If anybody asks, they are completely legit.
It looks clean.
There was an issue with the trout pond. Last meeting, I said that it was all complete. Turns out that there were a few punch list items. Some of the grading wasn't done smooth enough to, because we have to mow the pond, or mow the banking. So the company came back right away, took care of the issues, and so that's all set. Last item is Carl Cecil up on West Quonset Road has filed a 27-page petition to the siting council to try and get the location of the cell tower at Chase Lumber overturned. And he cites different reasons.
Wasn't it?
It's already approved.
Okay.
But now he's had, once it got approved, he had so many days to file it. He's sent it to every board and commission in town. I just want to make everybody aware that that is happening, but it's not a Woodstock issue. Despite his disagreement with that. Item 13, public comment. Andy?
Oh, no, I just want to thank everybody, everything you guys have been doing, between the scenic roads and the house. And I know I don't want to be sitting here and see when everybody shows up and they got no book. But thank you, I appreciate it. Go ahead.
Speaking on behalf of the Commission on Aging, we did a townwide survey over the early summer. Since then, we've been compiling the results, looking at them, and the next step in the process is to conduct community sessions to validate those results, ask questions about the specific things. Those dates have now been set. Unfortunately, we missed Amy's newsletter, but The housing discussion will be on October 22nd at 10 a.m. or 7 p.m. Both, we're doing both. The transportation and outdoor spaces one will be on October 29th, same times. And the social environment one, which covers communication, civic engagement, social engagement, all that kind of stuff, that will be the following Wednesday, which is November 5th at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. The first ones will be in the big room on housing. The other ones, because of early voting, will be in room B, not this room, but room B. So we hope that you guys can make it.
Did you get these dates to Crystal?
We're all set. Hopefully you guys can make one of the times for each of the sessions, so.
Sorry, you said they were all on Wednesday?
They're all on Wednesdays, 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. And I do have to give thanks to Kate for her help in assembling the data in something that we could look at.
I was happy to help.
And that sort of stuff. So
I think you folks are gonna enjoy working with Lorna today. She's quite a resource.
yeah, I was kind of hoping she had stayed so I could introduce myself.
Oh.
That's okay. I'll see you again.
You will.
She's pretty much a lifer too. I was just teasing her about a couple weeks.
Oh, yes. I see stuff here.
Item 14.
I'm sorry. Did I
Wait.
ask a
Oh,
question?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't raise my hand. Two questions I have for you. At the dump, have we ever thought about doing bags, just out of curiosity?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right.
We looked into
We
that
also
last
looked into
week.
single stream recycling.
Yeah, I talked to somebody at the dump about that. Every time I go, him and I talk about the dump rules.
The single stream would not pay for it.
Okay, and that's,
We have Winston Averill as our dump Nazi.
yeah, I haven't met him yet, but
He's
I've
the
been trying.
advisor, and he keeps an eye on the market to make sure that we're selling everything at the best price possible.
Good to have somebody.
But he keeps an eye on things all the time up there.
I know,
We also, he and I spent some time just doing some observations up there, and we're trying to figure out how to move forward. You'd be surprised how many people pull in and just drive right to the compactor.
oh, yes,
And then.
Well,
then
recycling
walk
isn't
in
a suggestion,
and
it's a law.
yes.
So we need to figure out how to address that, and there's a few different ideas that we've come up with.
I didn't know if you could put a sign, a dump that we used to belong to. They put a sign and said the taxpayers pay X amount of dollars because we don't segregate our garbage correctly. And over, I'm gonna say 15 years, they ended up actually getting it to almost zero. But they said that the signs helped. I don't know, that's all I remember.
We've also looked into composting.
Okay,
The
and
problem is, I don't think you're gonna get people to voluntarily compost. Some, yes, but
Some,
in general,
It's work.
you're not gonna be scraping your plates into a separate bag and bringing it up to the far side. And there's also a storage issue, with rodents and insects. You gotta be careful about how you do that too.
Yeah, efficient composting requires inside manageable
Yeah.
site, not just composting piles, yeah.
It's not like leaves.
and then I wanted to ask if there's any way that you could put permits on hold, like say if somebody breaks a rule, like you were talking about the state driveway. How, I wanna say the state drags their feet, it just takes longer to get a permit. If people break the rules here in town, is there a way that you can stop P and Z from approving things until you decide if there's,
That's all conversation to be had.
oh, all right, I didn't know, and thank you for everything that you guys do, and I will,
The only thing that we've got by state statute is if you do work without a building permit, your
Okay.
building permit now doubles.
the cost of it? Ouch, and that's based on how much it costs you to build your house,
If your
right?
out, if your permit was supposed to be $1,000, it's now $2.
Oh,
And
I
that's by
didn't
state
know that.
statute.
Hmm.
Anything else?
I will volunteer, my boss will kill me, but, if you guys need somebody to sit on the natural, I pay attention to it at work. and
Oh, that'd be great.
I am,
Get
but
me up-
if Chris
get
wanted
me
to
up,
do it,
I don't know.
it's up to you. I can do it through work, cause I pay attention to it anyways. Sometimes they hold, meetings at our office. We have 2 people that go all the time, but,
That
I
would
have
be
the
you.
flexibility at work, so as a town resident, if you'd like, I can
I
stuff.
think it
Well,
would be
wait till
better
she
if it was
reaches out
somebody
to me.
besides me.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't think she could do it. I know she looks out for Woodstock, but I don't know if,
I think it would be best.
okay.
Empathy maybe is the
Yeah.
word I'm looking for to have it.
Yeah, well, I was
Different
questioning whether
Yeah.
she could like legally do it.
She sent me a correspondence, because that was one of my first reactions when she first sent this out. I responded saying, I'm not gonna sign something saying we're gonna provide somebody. And she said, don't worry, I can if we can't find something. So,
It's literally 5 minutes on the road, but if you'd like, and if somebody else wants to do it, I have no problem. I can go for work anyways. So.
Nobody's been beating down the door. Okay, any more?
Jared?
You have a motion, any discussion? No, those in favor? Aye. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I will get more in touch with you, Kim.